You know, I'm going to tell you something. I remember when I was in a relationship with a man, and I met this man at church. He was the cameraman, and I was just a worshiper. I worshiped the Lord. I cried. I used to cry all the time. I didn't know why I was crying. I wasn't hurting or wasn't in no pain or anything. And this man came to me and he said, "You are beautiful," and I just melted. And you know what? I got with this man. I started giving this man all I had, even all my money, all my mind, all my time. I got less with God. He'll tell me not to go to church on a certain day, and we didn't go. And all I ever did, every Sunday, I was there. I wouldn't miss it for anything. When I was by myself, I was giving God everything. But this man came in my life, and then tell me why. I forgot that it was a devil out there. Like, I didn't want this man around nobody, no other woman. And even though I met him at church, he didn't want me to talk about God. And I try to hold on to God. I would get in the Bible and write in the Bible while I was dating him, while I was courting him. And he started bringing like little drinks up, and I wasn't drinking at the time, and I started back drinking, and he had weed in the house, and I started back trying to just let me hit it, and I kind of got off track with God for a man, and then the man ended up cheating on me, and it was just, I ran back to God. I'm so glad God is a forgiving God. Only because we want somebody and we be trusting them and we think that, I know he said, lean not on your own understanding. I'm like, okay, I met him at church, so he got to be good for me, right? So I ran back to God. I needed healing because this man broke me so good. Every time I would think about him, my heart would just bleed even more. And I said, Lord, I need to be healed. He'll help me heal. And I knew I can get into the Bible. I knew that the Bible was true because I was in church, right? I met this dude at church. So I ran to the Bible and I'm like, every time I was trying to read the Bible, think about the man. And I'm like, wait a minute. Every time I thought about the man, my heart would bleed. And I was like, Lord, I don't want to think about this man. To help me to keep, focus on you. Help me to focus on you. But the Lord was like, pray for this man. I like, pray for him. He broke my heart. And I had to just do it. I had to do what God say do. Even though I'm like, I said, okay, Lord bless him. Cause I didn't know how to pray. I didn't know how to pray for him. I was just like, Lord bless him. Bless him. And I was trying to read the Bible. I stayed in the Bible. My heart was still broken. So I kept reading the Bible. I kept reading the Bible. And every time I thought about this man, I would say, Lord bless him. I just prayed for him. Every time I thought about this man, I would just pray for him. Like, Lord bless him. And then eventually, and then as I was in recovering, as I was trying to heal, guess who gonna come knocking at the door? Him. I'm like, oh my God. And every time I would just melt again and I would let him in. Even though he was leaving me and he broke my heart and it was like I didn't know how to tell him no. It's like every time I was trying to heal, see, the enemy knew that I was trying to heal. So he was using the same man to come back and to try to mess with me all over again. I had to get strong. I had to get stronger in the word. I had to heal. And then I got to the point where this man came to my door, knocked on my door, and he was like, hey, I'm like, bye. For real, like, you left me. You made your choice. And I'm the type of person that I respect relationships, even though I had this man before she did, I guess. Even though she felt like the girl he was with, you know, she acted like my love didn't matter. I actually really loved this man. It was hard for me to let this man go. But he broke me, he hurt me, and I ran to God. And God healed me. And I finally told that man no. And I ended up moving to Dallas, Texas. My reason for this story is to tell you, whoever you courting, whoever you dating, I had to make a hard sacrifice. I met this man at church, and he was the cameraman in Mississippi. And I started falling away from God. It's a woman heart desire to obey and be submissive to a man, right? But your man, your kind, won't stop you, won't break you, if you get what I'm saying. Will pour into you. You will pour into them. The woman got to be fruitful with God. Never let a man stop you from pleasing God, loving on God. As a matter of fact, it's hard to be with a man and please God at the same time, especially if you're not married to this man. I wasn't married to this man. He wasn't my husband. And and if you ever in a relationship and y'all break up, run to God. Run to God for healing. And if you ever, every time you think about this man and it hurts you even more, pray for that man or pray for that woman. You got to let go and let God, because God said one man will come, one man will go. I learned my lesson in that relationship. I was not supposed to sleep with that man. Some people marry. Some people get married to a seasoned person, and then when they learn their lesson, they still married. And they like, I don't want this. This ain't right. If the person want to stay with you, you're going to have to deal with them if y'all married. But if the person don't want to be with you, if y'all married, then it's okay to get a divorce. Because the Bible said, if an unbeliever want to depart, let him depart with a written divorce. I got married at 16 years old, and God healed me in the midst of that marriage. I ran to my husband at that time, trying to see, surely we are one. If God healed me, he healed him. And so I went to my husband. He was still the same. And I'm like, you didn't change. God didn't touch you. Nope. And I'm looking like, okay. I'm like, do you want to be with me? Because, I'm still your wife. And he thought about it. And in my head, I wasn't saying, say yes, say no, say no. I was actually giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like, do you want your wife or not? Because at this time, now God done came into my life. This time, a miracle don't hit me. And I was 16. I wasn't 16. I was 16 when I got married. But I think I was like a little older when I was like 29 when God came into my life, when a miracle hit me. And this, because I was married for a while, but I wasn't always with him. He was abusive. Yeah, he was abusive. And so he chose the other woman because of all the other kids that he had. I had the first child. I was his wife, but he chose her. And so I was like, okay, Lord, you heard him. He want a divorce. You said if the unbeliever want a divorce, let him get a divorce. It's okay. And God finally got me my divorce. I finally got my divorce. My reason for this is to talk about the relationship that I've been in, because some people are going through similar stuff like this. Because I know it's not gonna last, because we be leaving God out, and that's one of the things that the one who broke me, that I ran to God to be healed, the one that I met at the church. Um, because when I was 16, my husband, we didn't go to church. So when I left my husband, this the one I met at the church. Um, the one that was the cameraman. If for those who just coming on, I was just talking about when I got into a relationship with this cameraman at church. I thought, okay, maybe I need to go to church to get a believer. But even that believer was pulling me from God. We both was at church, but he was pulling me away from God. And when he met me, all I ever did was sit up in the church house and cry and worship God. I was always to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. The Wi-Fi tripping. Okay, I was saying the dude that I met at church, the cameraman, I knew he was cheating on me because the day I was by his house, another woman came over and was knocking on his door, knocking, knocking, knocking. I could have made the decision to fight her, but I walked away from this man, and I wouldn't. I didn't. This is the same man that I actually forgot that it was a devil out there. I didn't want this man around no woman. Like, I didn't play about this man. But that day that lady came to his house that night, I can't believe it. God help me. I didn't fight her. I I left the man brokenhearted. I was brokenhearted and I left, but I was still wounded. That's why I went to the Bible to be healed. He kept coming around, but that wasn't helping my healing. And I stayed in the Bible. I had to pray for him, and I had to tell this man no. And then I eventually healed. It took me like 2 years to heal from this relationship. So it's important to go to God to heal, because I know you've been through something. It's okay. It's somebody out there for you. Don't give up on your soulmate. This is the reason why God created us, to have a, a, a person in your life that's gonna treat you the way you supposed to be treated, love you the way you supposed to be loved, because whatever you sow, you shall reap. You know, and I want mine, because I'm pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? And I'm showing God that no matter who come my way, I'm not gonna covet my sister's husband. I once was blind, but now I see. I understand life now. You know, it's important to go to God to heal. I know you've been hurt. Everybody. And the reason why you doing the things you doing, you know, the drinking, the smoking, and you gotta learn how to love yourself. You might say, I love myself, but you killing yourself. And I'm a witness. I used to do this. And when I went to God, I start praying like, Lord, I love you. I want to be with you. And he start bringing up the sin in me. And I'm like, why am I thinking about sex while talking to God? And I kept trying to ignore that thought and keep praying to God. And then he would bring it up again. And I'm like, oh, I know what you're trying to do. I said, okay, Lord, sex is good. I said, you said be fruitful. Now I'm praying to God, Almighty God, like you said be fruitful. Now I like it. Now I like it. And I said, okay, so, but if it's going to come between our relationship, I don't want to do it. And that's when he helped me with my sex problem. I don't have a sex problem anymore. It don't bother me anymore. And you wondering like how that don't bother you? You a human being. Yes, I am a human being, but I dealt with my problems. Instead of doing what I want to do, satisfying myself, instead of doing all this smoking and drinking, having sex and stuff with different people, because it's dangerous. It's putting your life in danger. Because I've had people to take the condom off. And when I noticed, I stopped, and that broke my heart. It broke my heart because I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? It's already bad enough. I'm doing it with you. And you got the nerve to take the thing off. That even pushed me more to God. Because I'm like, okay, so that's what he mean by the good and the bad work together. Because if it wasn't for the bad, you wouldn't go to him. It's like you want to be treated right. You want to be treated fair. You go to God like, look, oh my God, what's going on? Like, I'm lovable. I want to stay sweet. I don't want to be bitter, because life can make you better or bitter, you know? All you go through. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why I don't want to follow a person that's being mean to me. I don't want to, even in relationships. Now I know. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to settle for less when I know I deserve the best. Because you're honest, faithful, truthful, loving, you deserve everything God got for you. Because you dishing it out. You know? Whatever you sow, you shall reap. Why settle for something that's the opposite of you, that's hurting you? Can't you see that it's not good for you? Because it's hurting you. The relationship that you're in, that you be, well, I'm going to be quiet because this man going to end up leaving me if I say something. No, say something. You don't deserve to be beat or talked about. That's just talk. Like, even when they talk to you crazy, that's the same as beating you down. God is trying to get your attention. You see it's not good for you, because if it was good for you, you'll be happy. You'll have favor. It'll be lovely. He won't change for the worse. When you put God first, it's going to reveal the people, the relationships that you're in, and every secret thing is going to come out. But when it come out, just know, okay, a lot of people be like, oh, that's just a little red flag, a little red flag. They call it red flag. But every secret thing will come out. This man or this woman is showing you, okay? They showing you their true colors. If they lie to you one time, that means the devil is the father of all lies. It's like lying is like, it's not of God. That's not of God. That's wicked. That's evil. That's mean. You need help. You know what I'm saying? It's like they choosing to lie, which is on the devil's side. You choosing the truth, which is on God's side. And that's why he said the good and the bad work together, because now this person gonna hurt you. Now what you gonna do? Are you gonna stay there and settle for somebody that talk down on you, that's breaking your heart, that's trying to put your light out they because they don't love themselves. They showing you that something wrong with them, because that's why they talking to you like that. That's on the inside of them. They need healing. They need help. It's like you'd be better off with your lovely, truthful self. I know you want somebody, man or woman. You'd be better off getting to God yourself and be like, okay, put God first. Go and heal. Get away from the ones that turn you down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how can a house stand unless two agree? It's like, oh my God. It's like, Lord, I want who you put together, let no man separate. And you go off and you get healed and you put God first and you spend time with God, and even though it's going to hurt you to let that person go, but you got to get to God. You're going to lose relationships. That's why he said, if you lose relationships for him, that's why he said this. If you lose family for him, if you lose land for him, if you lose houses for him, he'll give it back to you 100-fold. Because Job been through the same thing. He lost some stuff because of his faithfulness, because of his love for Almighty God. You're going to lose some friends. They going to, just like Job's friend was always, you did something, Job. I don't know what you did, but you did. It's okay. People have choices. You can't make them choose you, just like God not going to make them choose him. You get what you settle for. I'm 38 years old. I never had a real man in my life that I can feel safe. How can you make me feel? How can I feel safe if you in your flesh? Your flesh is weak. Oh, my man, he at work. He all right. And he ain't talking about God. He ain't praying with you. He in his flesh. His flesh is weak. He gonna cheat. He gonna cheat. And he not gonna give you his all because he's in his flesh. The devil eat flesh. This man is nothing without God. You gotta give people, they gotta go through something. They gotta go through something to get to something. You gotta let a girl, you gotta let a girl grow up to be a woman. You gotta go through some stuff. You can't decorate them on the outside and say, well, hey, come here, let me be my woman. Look godly. If it ain't in there already, you know? Or a man. Come on, let's go to church. God make a man and God make a woman. It's a time for everything. I know, because it's some, like I tried to court and date and I wasn't ready. And the man said it was my fault. So I went to God and I said, it's my fault. I took accountability. I picked God. Yeah, I wanted a man, but I needed I needed to learn how to love myself. I can't love myself without God. How do I know how to love myself? It's in me, you know, but I didn't know how to love myself because I was drinking and having sex and you know, with different people, and you know, I didn't know how to sell myself. I didn't know how to sell myself because I never, I didn't, the money wasn't, it's like, never liked it that. But I was in something bigger than me. I was in sin. It's the sin that I had to deal with, and I needed help with it. Sin was stopping me from loving myself. Sin was keeping me from growing up. It was sin that was stopping me. And I took that to God. I took that sin to God. Just like the man in the tomb that ran to Jesus. Everybody left this man. Everybody was afraid of this man. They tried to tie him up, but he would come loose. Nobody could do nothing with this man, but this man saw Jesus from far off. Jesus was the only one can help this man, and Jesus the only one can help you. You got to go to God to get right, to get the wood out of your eye. If you don't know God and you in a relationship, it ain't gonna work. Nothing is gonna last without God in it. It's like a waste. Or you can say, even if you're in a relationship with somebody and both of y'all go to God, who to say that that's the woman God want for you or that's the man God want for you? Something gonna have to change. It's a sacrifice because it's always somebody to try to stop you from getting to God. Like, who is you? You know what I'm saying? It's always a distraction. It's a man, it's a person, it's a woman. It's like, let me go to God because I want who God got for me. I picked this one. I picked that one. But this is not, my picks are bad. I don't want to pick. I pick God. A woman cannot be fruitful without God. And you got to let her, and everybody need God. Everybody going to have to be in a relationship with God. Everybody. You can't leave God out and expect everything to go your way. It's not going to go your way. I just wanted to tell y'all about the relationship things because I know a lot of people in relationships and they going through hell and they don't know what to do and they tired. And don't go do evil for evil. Don't go and cheat. Don't jump out of one relationship and jump into another relationship. God is trying to get your attention. And then they gonna come when you get into the Bible, you start listening to gospel music, you start putting God first, you start repenting, turning from your wicked way, they gonna try to come back into your life. After they hurt you so good. Well, all I know is the Lord will be done. Forgive them. Pray for them. But I always choose God. You can't go wrong if you choose God. I know you want somebody, just like I do. Just like Adam, he did a good work for God. He named all the animals, and God saw that Adam was lonely. If you got a man on your mind all the time, you still like a woman on your mind all the time, God ain't got your mind. That's how God know he ain't got your mind. It's like instead of thinking about, oh, I want a man, I want a man, I want a man. Well, I want a woman. He already know. He made us. He didn't make us to be alone. And we're basically, we're not alone. We can go anywhere and see somebody. Go outside and see. We can meet people. But what you do when you meet them, you know, it's like, do you tell your friends about him, you know? And God saw that Adam was alone. That Adam needed to help me. God gonna see. God got my mind. So even if a man come up to me right now, you know what he gonna hear? Nothing. All he gonna hear is about God, cause God got my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mind is spiritual. So when a man come up to me, a fleshly man, oh baby, you look good, baby, you're beautiful, baby. Can I get your number, baby? Now, when I didn't have a spiritual mind, I fell for that. When I was in my flesh and I was carnal minded, I fell for that. You get plenty of them, but they gonna leave because they're in the dark. Carnal mind. So, and I wasn't, and it was so easy for me to pull away from God. Yeah, I loved God, but I was easy to pull away. But now that this, I ain't gonna say last man, but when I was in Mississippi, this man who I met at the church house, the one who broke me so good. I've been hurt before, you know. This man taught me how to get to God. So I thank him for hurting me. Ain't that crazy? I thank him for leaving me. Ain't that crazy? Because that pushed me to God. I was too damaged to go into another relationship. And if I did go into another relationship without healing, my heart was broken. And the love that you pour in me was going to leak out because I was still broken hearted. So I had to get to God, because I wouldn't have did. My mind probably would have been still on him. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what a person thinking about. And so I went to go heal, and the best thing that happened to me is when he walked out of my life, when he cheated on me. God let me see that, because I didn't ever think this man was gonna do this to me. And when I saw it, I had to make a choice to leave this man. And he kept coming back after what he did. I'm like, you know what? No. Since you don't want to be with me, you can't even have none of my mind. So I gave my mind to God. So now I know how to deal with the people who come to me in flesh, the carnal minded people, the men that are weak. Oh, woman, those men. I know how to handle them now. I already know what they want. I'm spiritual minded. I can say no to them in a loving way. I can say, you don't have to take your clothes off to love me. God taught me how to stand up. God taught me how to say no. It's in the Bible. You can say no. You have a choice. God is on the righteous side. Pick God, because he's trying to teach you he want to heal you. He want to change you for the better. He want to make you to become the one that he sees in you. You are special. You are important. You are somebody. And you deserve your own man and your own woman. You have to go to God, heal, turn from your wicked ways, stop killing yourself. It's worth it. You need help. Or the one who do come in your life, you ain't gonna know how to love them the right way, because God is love. You ain't gonna know how to pour into them, because you can't be fruitful without God. It's like you ain't gonna know how to protect them. Because prayer is protection. That's the best protection ever. If a woman come in your life or a man come in your life, oh Lord, thank you. You know? And if they for you, they'll stay. If they not, they'll leave. And besides, a woman not supposed to run after no man. My grandma told me that a long time ago. And and I don't run after no man. I run after God. That's where my heart at. And if that man can get to God, if that man can get to God about me, asking about me, because I'm special and important to in God's eyes, and I'm safe. And I do anything for God, and He's not finna send nobody my way to take me from Him. I'm high. He got me up. He picked me up. I'm growing. I got the growth. So if that man still down on this level, if he ain't grown up, growth, if he don't get to God, he ain't gonna be able to grow up. He's gonna still, he need God to grow up. So if he looking for me, I'm not there anymore. I grown up. So if you get in relationship with God, work on yourself, you can reach me. You get it? Because I'm not finna run after, I'm not finna go back to something that took me, that hurted me, that so hard that I'm not finna go back to this. Like, I'm here. I'm right here. You, what you doing? Playing around, still playing. You still on the playground. Those cheering on the playground. Cheering be on the playground. Like, just know I'm safe. All you gotta do is get higher, because see, the devil can't get up. He can't grow up. The devil he can't come back up there. There's no place for him in heavenly places. That's why God said He want all your mind. Because all your mind down here. Or all the junk at, where the dirt is so close to the ground. You know, it's just put God on your mind. Because you're going to have to learn how to love yourself. So that you can, where your head go, your body follow. So that's how I'm safe. The enemy, he I'm here. It's like he can use anybody he want to use. I'm here. In order to get to me, God gotta send you. God gotta, come on. God can send you, you know? But I know y'all. I pray y'all understand what I'm saying, because I love everybody, and I just want you to know you need God. You need to learn how to love yourself. I had to learn how to love myself. I used to thought, I said, I love myself, but I was still doing all this, having sex with different people, smoking, drinking. That I didn't love myself. I was killing myself. I had a carnal mind. I was down here. And the man's hurt me so good, coming in my life hurt me so good, which made me run to God and grow, to learn how to love myself so I can grow up and become mature. And so I'm like, they still down here, and you can never reach me down here. I'm not there anymore. I've risen. Not that I'm thinking I'm better than nobody, because if I did, I wouldn't be trying to teach people how to get up. I'd be like, that's their problem. That's not nice. You know? That's, love helps. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to tell y'all, baby, you down here. Get to God. want God, put God on your mind, where your head go, your body follow. So I pray that y'all go to God. Whatever you got to go through, you can't get to God unless you turn from your wicked ways. You can't get to God because no hypocrite can get anything from God. You got to let go of you got to sacrifice some relationships that you in that's not good for you. People who trying to stop you from talking about God, reading the Bible, loving on God. Pick God. Can't nobody tell you, because you have the right to speak, because you supposed to be a helpmate. He's supposed to be, y'all supposed to build each other. But how can you, like, you can't build by yourself, and then every time you build, he breaking you down. You never go, it's like you're never getting nowhere. It's like, okay, so let me just go to God, because one thing I know about God, he faithful, he love, he don't change. I love that. He protection. He make me feel safe. I'm not safe with you, because it's like having somebody that's changing for the worse. It's like, dang, who you is today. You leaving because the situations get crazy. You know what I'm saying? The devil not gonna let you love me with all you got. He not. And that's why people be calling it gaslighting. The person wanna love you, but they don't know how. They don't even know how to love themselves. They in the dark. They don't know God. They never healed. They never grew up. You can tell. Everything in the dark coming out. It's like, It's like, baby, I know I can't force you to get to God, but I'm finna get to God, because I'm going to make my choice. So whatever choice you choose, I just pray that you make the right choice, that you can learn how to grow up, that you can put God first. You can't put God second and third. You can't put your family before God. You can't put your kids before God. You can't put nobody, no man before God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad I caught on. I'm just glad I caught on. And I pray that a lot of more people start learning how to catch on, because choose God. And then with me helping people, I'm sowing. I'm sowing. This is good. This is a ministry that if you work for God, that whoever you work for gotta pay you. This is a ministry that I'm gonna be set for lifetime. This is a job that'll never go out of, that no man can fire me. No man. And I have gifts, and my gifts only work with God. It's made to give God glory. It's made to, my gifts, it's like, it's for God. It's for the glory of God. It's like, if I don't use it for God, it ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It's you gotta get to God. You got some gifts in you, and if you don't get to God, if you can get to God, He'll teach you how. You got a lot of stuff in you too, because I didn't know I had all this in me. I never finished school. I didn't know I had all this in me until God came into my life. I was actually chosen. I didn't know. I wasn't spiritual. I was like doing everything everybody else doing. Like, I was like, where the party at? Where the money at? Where the drugs at? Where the women at? Where the men at? And all of a sudden, bam, something happened to me. I was 29 years old when the Lord came into my life and healed me from cancer, and I never went to the doctor. And I didn't understand what God was trying to get me to do. A man saw this. It was a man that saw what God did for me. And this man said, read the Bible. Now I was 29 years old. He said, read the Bible. learn the scriptures, and then he gonna turn around and tell me to have sex. That's why Jesus said, let no man deceive you. Anybody to tell you to do wrong, if it ain't in the Bible, don't do it. Just do Bible. Just do Bible. Whatever God want, I want. I know that I have to do what Jesus did, and I'm going to be treated the same way Jesus was treated, and people, the whole world going to hate me, and Jesus told me that the whole world hated him, and I'm living the same life. That's why Jesus said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. I'm living the same life. I'm following his steps. I'm being treated the same way he was treated. I'm being picked at, talked about, but it's okay because I have to deny myself. I'm gonna be talked about. I already know this. I don't care. I'm doing this for God. Like I do anything for God because that's where my help is at. I'm headed somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I'm headed to the top. I gotta work this faith. I go through things in life. I stand firm. I stand solid, because of him, because I built my house on a rock, which is his word. I'm walking by faith. I'm walking on the water. And a lot of people looking at me like, girl, you crazy. Ah. They told Noah when he built the ark, you crazy, you crazy. They think I'm crazy, but no, crazy is not getting to God. That's crazy, not getting to know God and not obeying God, because obedience better than sacrifice. When you follow somebody, when you follow in Christ, things around you change. People gonna get offended when you speak truth. They ain't gonna want to hear it. But it ain't them. They sleep. They need to hear it. It's the unseen danger that don't want you to talk about God, that don't want you to tell the truth. But always tell the truth. Always tell the truth. Start there. If you got a line, if you always lying, go to God and say, Lord, help me to stop lying. You know what I'm saying? If you be stealing, cause the enemy he come to kill, steal, and destroy. If you be stealing, Lord help me stop stealing. I mean, go to God with these problems. You will be amazed. A lot of people still out there stealing and lying, and they of age. You'll be shocked because they never learn how to be content. It's a reason for everything. God know what you need and what you want. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to be content. Stop grumbling. You know what I'm saying? Choose God. And stand up to that person who's breaking you down, beating you down with their words. You be so excited. You be want to tell them some exciting news. And then they make you feel small. Well, how you gonna make me feel small? I just learned something and I want to tell you about what happened to me today, and you just act like it's nothing. And it's like, well, I don't have to have your approval. I don't have to have your oh wow. I don't have to have that in order to be great. In order to be who I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, it's like, how can you be happy for me and you not happy? You know what I'm saying? I can't give you what I ain't got. You looking for them, love me, baby. You know what I'm saying? Keep me safe. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, they can only give you what they got. If God ain't in it, they ain't got nothing. God is everything. And God got somebody for you, but you got to put God first, and you got to do what God wants you to do, and you got to keep God on your mind. He want all your mind. You ain't got time to be like, oh, this man, this man, this man, this woman, this one. I actually went to God for a man. I did. And when I got there, he was like, okay, you got some work to do. You know, I had some work. I had to work on myself. I got to God and he was like, baby, these people out here sleep. You know what I'm saying? And he said, they lost. This world is let me use your body. And that's what he wanted to do. So I'm like, okay, you gonna give me my heart desire? And he like, yes. But he didn't tell me when. So I'm still waiting on that. But at the same time, I'm patient now. Because I love everybody and I want everybody to be helped. But he told me I'm not going to be able to help everybody. He told me that already. And he said some left and went, some fallen angels, the enemy, he had took some people with him. Some fallen angels with him from heaven. He had took some chose, some made a choice to stay on the wrong side. Some made a choice to stay in their mess. Some made a choice to stay asleep. Some made a choice to stay lost. It's like, oh, they gonna hate that. They gonna hate that. They gonna hate that. Some made a choice to stay in their wicked ways. They gonna hate that. He told me don't worry about it. He said the ones that do need the help, to God be the wonderful glory. The ones that do want to get right. The ones that do want to go to return to God. To God be the wonderful glory. The ones that do want they soulmate. The one who God got for them. That's going to love them the way they supposed to be loved. And ain't going to cheat on them. And ain't going to lie to them. Now I want one of them because I never had one of them before in my life. And I'm 38 years old. And I had to go through this to get to him. I had to go through this. I had to get to God. I'm like, okay, Lord, what my man? Lord said, okay, let me use your body. Let me go out here and help these people. So he used me to, Jesus is in this temple. He dwell in me. I have the Holy Ghost for being faithful, for keeping my mind stayed on God. Lord, every time I would get a bad thought, I would say, oh, I rebuke that bad thought. And I say, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Lord, give me good thoughts that are pleasing to you. Loving thoughts. I worked on it. I worked on it. My mind, I worked on it. And then he gave me a gift. And it was a spiritual mind. And people would say, why you always talking about God? And one day I was sitting here like, I didn't know why I was always talking about God. I didn't. And the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, ain't nothing wrong with you. You got a spiritual mind. And I was like, oh, that's why I'm always talking about God. It's two minds out there. It's a carnal mind and a spiritual mind. In a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Let that man not receive anything from the Lord. It's always about God when you got a spiritual mind. I don't have a double-minded. I don't be worried about the earthly things. I'm always worried about the heavenly things. God always on my mind. And that's what brought my heart in. Where my head go, my body follow. I was told to keep my focus on the Lord and I won't sink. Not to be disturbed, not to let my heart be troubled. So I had to get my heart out the earth where moth and thieves and robbers can break in and get in. This house is a house built by the word of God. The Lord dwells in this house and Jesus teach in the temple daily. And I didn't know that I had all this in me. God hid me. In front of the enemies, God hid me. I don't heard them talk spiritually. While people talking, I can hear the enemy's plotting. My gifts are so amazing, and you can, all you gotta do is get to God, like, Lord, like, I want to know what you put in me. Like, I want to be great too, and I can only be great and use my gifts only for God to give Him glory. I don't care who try to steal from you. Guess what? You trying to steal? You can't be me. You know what I'm saying? What God give to me is for me. What God give to you is for you. You know what I'm saying? Get to God, He'll teach, He'll show you what He got in you. You can do the same thing even better. And I'm the type of person I won't even hate, because guess what, baby? You probably be better at this than me. I'm my own. You know what I'm saying? If I could teach you how to get up and run, baby, get up and run. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people running around in circles, going through the same, you know, in order to get somewhere, you got to get up. You're getting old, you know what I'm saying? Time started going by, you started running around in circles, going through the same thing. Now you got somebody else in your life. Same thing. Now you got somebody else in your life. Same thing. Baby, go to God. Go to God and do what God wants you to do. It'll pay off. Whatever you do for God is going to pay off. Oh, I didn't know it was an hour already. Well, 46 minutes. Thank y'all so much for y'all listening to me. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all with the love of God. And I just want y'all to know that if you're looking for God Almighty, He's not on the wrong side. He's on the right side. God make a man. God make a woman. Get to God, get the wood out of your eye so you can help somebody else. I got to God, and I could have been like, okay, Lord, I went to God for a man. But at the same time, when He opened up my eyes and got the wood out of my eyes, and I looked around and saw my family going through, getting robbed in the daylight, being took advantage, just I'm like, you know what? I ain't worried about no man right now. Let me go out here and help my brothers and my sisters spiritually. Let me go out here and help them. I know it's gonna come a time where God gonna send this man in. I'm gonna be working for God, and all of a sudden, bam, Boaz gonna be like, look at this girl. That's all right, Boaz. I gotta help my family right now. And when he come, he's gonna be on time. But at the same time, I'm worried about y'all. God gave me this loving heart, this caring heart, and I can't do nothing about it. God gave me this spiritual mind, and I can't do nothing about it. And nobody can take this away from me. No devil in hell can take this away from me, because I'm blooming like a flower. So I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching, and have a blessed day, night. Every day is blessed. Every day is a good day. Every day you're supposed to rejoice. Every day is a birthday. So every day to me is a holiday. So I don't want to yesterday being jealous of today, or today being jealous of tomorrow. Every day is a good day, because God made good days and He said it was good. So every day is a blessed day and a day to rejoice. Every day is to be celebrated. Every day is a birthday. Every day is a chance to get to God. Every day He wake you up is another day, another blessing. Another day to get to Him. Another day to get to Him. Don't die in your sleep. So you have to be strong enough to know when God help you, the least you can do is go help be your brother keeper, your sister keeper. When God do something amazing for you, I would want you to tell me. I would. If you saw that I was in my mess, that I was doing what you used to do, it wouldn't be fair if you didn't tell me about it. And I wouldn't love you if I wouldn't say nothing. So if you can help anybody, your best help is to get to God, to get right. So if you right, then you can help them get right. Other than that, you can't leave God out. God is not a secret. So I love y'all. I made it 50 minutes, so I didn't know. Boy, time go by fast when you're doing something you love to do. This is my heart desire. And I thank God for choosing me out of the darkness into his marvelous light. And I want to make God proud of me. I want to please God with all my heart, mind, soul, and strength. To God be the wonderful glory. Thank y'all for watching. And run to the word. Run to the cross. Anybody hurt you, run to God. Don't do evil for evil. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank y'all so much. I can go on and on, but I'm going to go because it's 50 minutes. So thank you. Good night. A good day or good year.